So we're going to do a whole cloth exercise on QMatic today. So we're going to do a big design to go, would be more than one pass on a whole quilt, and all of it's going to be connected, and we're going to use the designs that are built into QMatic. And hopefully I have the sense enough to do this without hitting a button wrong. You can download this from the description portion of this video. So these are the directions. I will put them in the description portion of the video. All right, so the very first thing we're going to do, we're going to follow along right on the pages here. We're going to change our quilt size to 30 by 30. And your quilt size is right here on the screen, that. And then we're going to touch that, and we're going to put in 30, okay, and 30. And then I'm going to hit the green check mark. Okay, that's my quilt size now. We're now going to select full view, and full view is the little eyeball, which is right here. So now I get my square right in the middle of my screen. Now I'm going to select the loose swirl feather corner design, and that's in your design center, which is right here. So now we just have to find that corner. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's about halfway down. Loose feather swirl. I'm going to do that one. And we're going to use, while I'm in here, I may as well go ahead and pull out the other ones we're going to use. Loose feather square. Loose swirl, loose feather square, that one. And then we're also going to use that one. So I have my designs that we're using. And I'll close. Okay, so now I have my designs selected. And the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place this in the center of my image. And I can use my nudge buttons here to get that lined up just right. Is that my center? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And yes, it is. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 4 corners of that. I can zoom in on this by using my zoom button if I need to get a closer view. But basically, I'm going to turn this into 4 corners. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that. So I'm going to make another one. And then I'm going to come here, and I want to make that into like an L-shaped kind of thing. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to nudge so that it's like that. I'm going to make another duplication. I'm going to bring it over to here, and again I'm going to do that, and I'm going to nudge a little bit if I have to make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. I think I'm in pretty good shape, actually. Okay, then I'm going to duplicate again, and I'm going to bring it down here, and I'm going to put that, I can do that faster with my finger. I'm going to put that right up there in that corner, and I'm going to use my nudge buttons to make sure that's all lined up. And I want to make sure that that's everything it's supposed to be, so I'm going to go ahead and blow that up to make sure that everything is just lined up just right. That could maybe go over just a little bit so it doesn't overlap. And down so it's under that line. That can maybe go up just a little bit. And this maybe over a little bit. And then there you go. I've got my design set up in the center. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to group it by using this little chain icon. I'm going to touch that. I'm going to use group. Group all together. And then I'm going to use the green check mark to set that. So that is now one group. All right. So the very next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select the resize icon, and that's this guy right here. And this one I'm going to make this 16 inches. It's at 1607 right now, so I'm just going to, hello, keyboard. Where's my keyboard? There. I'm going to make it 16, and it should keep my ratio the same because it's a grouped thing. And then I'm going to go ahead and confirm with that green check. So now I have my center portion put in there. I'm gonna come back out of that a little bit so I can see what I'm doing on the whole quilt now. And the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna choose the Loose Swirl Feathers Square, which we already chose. That's this one right here. I'm gonna move this in, and I'm gonna put this in the corners. And I want this lined up. So that's my start point where the green is. I want my start points lined up in the center. So I'm gonna go ahead and line that up. And I want that right in between those two swirls there, like that. Okay, now I want one in each corner. So I have to duplicate it. I'm gonna bring that in, and now of course I want that start center up in there, so I have to use my mirror image thing to do that. I'm gonna pull that up in there. And again, I can come in here and make sure that everything is exactly where I want it to be. So like that one I think is a little too close. There we go. Okay, and now I'm gonna add one over here. And I need this green mark in the center. So I use my mirror image button to do that. I'm gonna line all that up. A little bit closer, I think. Yep, about like that. And then I'm gonna put one up in this corner. And again, I have to mirror image to get that in the center there. And that's good. I moved my other one. There. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, so now I have my four corners on there, and again, I'm gonna come back out of that so that I see my whole square. I'm gonna group this whole thing again. So I'll go to the chain, touch group, and green check. So that's one big group. It's gonna stitch out as one thing now. All right, now we gotta make our corners. So now we're gonna choose the Loose Swirls Feathers Triangle. That's this one. And we're gonna put that right in the middle. Oh, what happened? There. I think I just uncentered this. There. There. Okay, now I'm going to move this, and I'm going to put this right in here in the center. I have to resize this. I'm going to use my keypad, and this time I'm going to make this 12.3. And its aspect ratio is in correctly, so that'll just save itself. Green check, and there we are. All right, so now I'm gonna take this, and I'll center that right like that. And I don't think my size went in properly. It didn't. Let's try that again. 12.3, okay. Save. And why am I not saving? 12.3, okay. Maintain ratio, okay. Okay, I'm having trouble with this. I'm not sure what my problem is. 12.3, maintain ratio, confirm with green check. All right, well, we're having a little trouble here, so I'm just gonna make it bigger myself. How about that? Okay. And think I'll make it just a little bit bigger. I should be able to do this on the keypad, and for some reason that's not working, so that's fine. We'll just do it manually. Okay. Okay. I'm going to line that up against the top. And I think I may make it just a smidge bigger. There we go. Okay, so now I have one of those. Now I have to put one on all 4 sides. So again, I'm going to duplicate that, and then I'm going to turn it. Whoops. I'm going to turn it. Darn it. There. Okay. And I turn that. Now I'm going to nudge it back into place. And there. Okay. Now I have to do another one. We're going to put this one over here. And I have to do another one down at the bottom. I'm going to put that right there. Okay. Now, we duplicate, we flipped, we mirrored, and we got those all stuck in there. And that is that's my 4 sides. Now we're going to put the corners in, and the corners are these same guys, only facing different. So I'm going to repeat that. Dagnabbit. There. Okay, and I'm going to bring that in. Yeah. Okay, and you can see where I'm kind of lining up those points there. All right, so this needs to start here, and in order to do that, come on. There we go. Okay, so in order to do that, I had to flip that. So now I have that starting there and that starting there, and now I need to make this start over here. And I just touched this reverse sew to make that happen. So now I'm connected, going across, and down. Now I have to put another one of these in. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to come down here. And I'm going to turn that. Okay, and my start is here. Now I go down here, my start is here. Duplicate again. Where did it go? Okay. And bring that over here. I'm going to rotate it so it goes in my corner. I'm going to bring it in. And you'll see my start point there, going to my start point here. I got to do it again. Okay. And now this, I'm going to rotate to get in my corner again. Okay. And now I'm looking to make sure that all my start points are where they need to be. So I'm starting here, going to here, starting here, going to here, starting here, going to here, so forth and so on, all the way around. And so since those are all going in the right direction, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to group all of these guys. So I'm going to group and link. Group them all first. And now I'm going to link them all. Okay, and that'll make sure that they all sew a solid line together, so it's not going to stop and start. Okay, confirm with the green check, which we did. And we're going to select connect again. We're going to link this part to that part. So it's going to start over here, but that's okay. And we now have one whole cloth design. Okay, so how do you sew a whole cloth design? You've got your whole cloth design in here. This is only a 30-inch square. You could make it whatever size you wanted. But in order to sew in your safe area, you're going to have to ungroup it. And that'll make sure that all the individual components that don't fit in your safe area won't stitch out until you're ready for them. So you'll go ahead and say, hey, I'm going to sew, and it's going to go, you've got designs queued outside your safe area. Unqueue and continue, and you say yes. And that'll stitch out just the parts that fit in your safe area. Then you advance and you go to the next section. But that, in a nutshell, is a whole cloth design done on QMatic. Directions are in the description portion. You should practice this a couple of times and get used to doing all the little rotaties and things. There's different ways to do things. So like I could have mirrored and flipped and whatever, or I could just use that little rotate thing like I did. You can resize with your finger, or you can resize with the keypad, or you can resize with the sew head. There's lots of different ways to do this. This is just one version, but your directions are included in the description tab. Okay? See you next time with more stuff on QMatic.